Okay, thank you everybody for turning up. It is now 2 o'clock and the webinar has started. You may already know that we actually have these webinars once a month on a different subject, and it's a great way for you to actually learn the system. Of course, you're more than welcome to go to our website and book in a demonstration at any period of time if you need any help. Just book a demonstration. That's my diary online, and then that way there you can actually book in a session that suits. But in this webinar, hopefully you'll get enough information. I will be uploading it into the help section after this presentation and replacing the current help video. So this month's topic is on chemicals. The chemical register really hasn't changed over all the years since I've been developing the system, but there will be some big changes coming into the system later this year. It does have your ID number, exactly the same as all the other registers, chemical name related to a site. You can actually use this document here as a proof that the person's actually read that document. I am putting a signature box on that in the coming months. You can upload the SDS or MSDS inside the system as a PDF or a Word document, or if you want to do a graphic as well, and you just by selecting this icon here. You would make sure that you would put the review date for the MSDS, and when you do put the review date, set up a email alert. If there's one person looking after the chemical, then set up the email alert in the user admin dashboard chemical alert. If, say for an example, there's an individual that's going to be looking after this chemical, what you can do is actually set up an email alert when you're adding the chemical or adding them, which we'll go through. So let's just add a chemical and we'll go through. So you can enter the chemical's name, we'll just call it AAA at the moment. Just like everything's related to a site. You'll see that there's a feature coming in that you'll be able to relate this to an activity or multiple activities. Here you can actually enter or select the chemical hazards. You can add a chemical hazard in here, or you can actually delete one. You can put all the details of what happens if the chemical, something does happen and so forth. So cleaning up procedures, also storage, how it should be stored and packed, all those different things, and closing methods and opening methods here as well. You can actually, again, use the green plus sign to actually enter control measures likely needed for this. Yes, all these items are on the SDS anyway. So you can either do, depending on what type of chemicals you have, if you've got very hazardous chemicals, I would actually still do this process. So you could upload your SDS in here. Here's where you can actually put that review date. And you'll find that review date on your chemical, or you can download it from your supplier. If this person is just looking after this chemical, yes, set them up as an alert like this, because then this person will receive an email alert. If this person's looking after every single chemical, instead of doing the email alert here, you would set it up in the user admin dashboard chemical alert. And you might want to prioritize sites then. Add. What it does here, you can actually take you to the procedure builder, which is getting a big upgrade later this year. You can actually build your procedure. These hazards here that you'll see in the coming months, that'll be a drop-down box where you'll actually be able to select category of hazards and type of hazards, and then select from a drop-down list instead of actually entering free text. Residual risk, review date for continual improvement, save. You can build as many lines as you want for that procedure, and then let's go back. And now if we say, for an example, come to that chemical, let's just go view chemical, and it's automatically put this chemical with all the details that you've actually entered. The reason why it's quite a good idea for you actually to build the most kind of processes for dangerous chemicals is because, just like all the other features, it creates a QR code with the name of the chemical on it. So you can imagine when they're scanning that QR code, you can make that public. So so I could actually make that public. I'm going to be putting a quicker link here, just like the checklist and internet register, but I can go user admin dashboard, building management, public pages, and then I can go add public page. And let's select, say for an example, or a big company was the site, and we're going to do a chemical, and the chemical we're going to do is the AAA. Yes, I want my employee list on the form. So if I come back to my chemical register, as mentioned, it's created that QR code, but now if you scan that QR code, it would actually bring up this information here on your phone or mini iPad, and you're not even logged into the system. So you can imagine printing that out, sticking that on the chemical. Here you've got all the details, you've built a procedure or a risk assessment on that, and they could actually select this here and sign off that they've actually read that. They might put there, they used it for whatever it may be, and then save. That is going to save it in that person's the log here every single time that's actually been done. So but one of the things that you should be doing is coming to this chemical checklist register and remembering that there is a feature that I can actually relate a checklist to a chemical. You might have a hazardous substance policy, so you would relate it to your hazardous substance policy. Let's just pretend that's the hazardous. Then you can actually build a checklist for the chemical handling of AAA, especially for dangerous chemicals. You would do that, or you might actually build a generic one relating to lots of chemicals, making sure are you using the correct PPE, have you read the SDS, all these different things, making sure all the answers are yes, unless there's something wrong and there's no. Is the chemical in a safe working order, that kind of stuff. So you'd build a nice little risk assessment checklist, put a review date on it, go through here. I want my employees list in the form, signature box, add. So I've related that to the chemical. If I go to the quick links and come back to the chemical here, you would actually print both those QR codes. Well, actually, let's go. If I go to that checklist there's the one we just did. If I go view, again, that's created a QR code. I've made that public just by hitting at the bottom. That's what I'm going to be doing to the other kind of features, so it makes it easier to make things public. But that's got the name of the chemical. So now you could actually say the checklist name could be AAA's handling procedure. And you could stick it next to the same QR code of the chemical. And what that means is that they can go up there, they can scan the QR code to look at the SDS, or they can scan the QR code to actually following the safe procedures of actually doing so. And if they've done that, if I actually go to the log here and scroll down, and if I go checklist, it'll be here if someone's actually performed that checklist. So let's say, for an example, let's just go back to that checklist and we'll do that. So we'll go view. We'll come down here. Yes, 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 whatever it may be. Save, save. If I go back to that chemical and I select view, if I come down to this checklist now, there's that checklist there. And I could actually download and see what I actually did. So it is a very good idea to, this chemical register, has not been designed to replace something like ChemWatch. If you've got very dangerous chemicals or something like that, you need maybe a product like that. If you've got normal kind of chemicals that, you just need to be housing them in a chemical register and so forth, this is what you can do. Some of the changes it's actually going to be happening to this as well. As mentioned, you'll be able to relate chemicals to an activity, but also I'm going to be putting categories in there. So you can actually put this chemical and enter it in as either hazardous or non-hazardous or whatever it may be, and also be a type. So whether it's a liquid or whatever it may be, chemical. If you are using chemicals, go to the Safe Work Australia website and just type in hazardous chemicals, and it gives you a massive amount of information. Here's all the different things that you can actually get, and you could actually develop all these different things inside your system. So and you're looking, these are the kind of things that's going to be coming inside the checklist register later this year by updating it to these kind of categories and so forth. So you can actually help you with that. If we just look at a safe work method statement, so you've got all the information on it. Yes, again, you can actually copy and paste all this information inside your section here. So therefore, instead of them downloading the document, if they scan that QR code, the document that if you've uploaded a safety data sheet, the document actually sits here. So why don't we do that? We'll upload it. So let's just go back and let's just go upload, choose file. So yes, you can upload an Excel spreadsheet and so forth, but if I actually go view, and if I scroll down here, there's that document there. By scanning that QR code, they can actually click on that document, view the safety data sheet, and then actually complete this green plus sign. So, or what you can do is, copy all that information, all the necessary information inside here, and then build a really good. You might want to do the risk assessment in here, but you could also do the build a checklist and relate it to it as well. Totally up to you. One of the things that you will notice in the plant and equipment section, there's been an upgrade in this section here, where if I actually just go view next to this item and see how I can scan the QR code instead of actually printing out a QR code for the plant item, the checklist, the safe work method, the incident form, the hazard form, and sticking it all on this forklift. I can now print out one QR code, the forklift QR code. It has all the information relating to that forklift, just like it has for the chemical. And if I come down here, it has all the checklists that I have to actually relate to the forklift all in one spot. So now by scanning one QR code, they can select this and it automatically takes them to the checklist that they need to complete. So instead of now having 6 QR codes on this forklift, I can have one. They can log an incident, log an form, they can log maintenance. That same feature is actually coming into the chemical register and the safe work method register. So it's because people are really liking that feature. So if I go view, you'll have all the details up here, but underneath here, it's going to have common links. And it'll actually have the checklist that you've done or the incident and hazard form. So one QR code, that person will be able to get not only all the information relating to that chemical, but they'll also be able to get all the information that you've actually related to that chemical, whether it be a safe work method statement, whether it be a procedure, or whether it be a checklist that you've actually built inside here, which makes it so much easier now for chemical handling and so forth. And again, like this register you can publish this register in a variety of reports. It does have the CSV or the Excel spreadsheet process as well. So you can do that. It's totally up to you. Bit of troubleshooting. Some of these safety data sheets are quite large. So we have increased the size or the upload field to accommodate that in this register. And not only that, sometimes you might try to upload the document and it's not uploading correctly, or it says it won't upload because it's a wrong format. Well, the reason being you might have scanned that safety data sheet. And if you scanned it, what it is that even though it actually says that it's a PDF, what you need to do is click on that document. If you've scanned it, it's an attachment. So you need to save it as a PDF, just save it again, save as, and then upload it, and you'll find it'll actually upload. You can come back and just edit the procedure if you wanted to edit the procedure and add to this procedure as much as you wish. So it and let me just go back to the chemical register, and you can edit overall with all the data that you've actually entered in here. You can, say for an example, also generate that into every register has this feature, or every item has this feature. You can generate this now into a PDF. So you could actually stick that down. If you didn't want to use the QR codes, you've got all the information of that chemical right there. And of course, the more information that you have, you can open this up. So you could have that next to the item as well. One of the things is that I'm trying to be highlighting to a lot of people at the moment is if you actually come to the induction section and add an induction, you might say, for example, relate, and you'll see that this is going to be related to a chemical. So the team's actually just doing this right at the moment. So they're adding that you can relate it to a site at the moment. You've got a position, you've got an external course, but you'll see late next week is that it'll actually be related to a machine, activity, and chemical. So say for an example, if actually now you could actually build the safe handling procedure relating to using that chemical. And as I mentioned to a lot of people, is that when you actually relate that to the chemical, sorry, I'll just go over this one more. If you relate it to the chemical, it's going to be exactly like the plant and equipment section will be down here, related items. So they'll be able to scan a QR code, get all the information. You've made that QR code public. And not only that, you can actually do the checklist. You can see the safety data sheet. You can see the procedure. You can do all these different things. And soon you'll be able to see the induction that you've actually built relating to that. So as I was mentioning, what I tell a lot of clients now is just if you've got hazardous chemicals and so forth, just videotape yourself using your iPhone or whatever it may be that you want to. Phones have got great kind of camera processors. And videotape yourself saying, okay, to use this hazardous chemical, you're going to do wear these gloves, you're going to wear these goggles, you're going to wear this. You could also say, these are the handling procedure of this chemical. Make sure to do this. So you've made your own little video. Upload it to YouTube, a YouTube channel. If you don't know how to do that, please contact me and I can show you how to do it. And then what you would do is, a good idea for you is to watch this help section. And if you go to the videos here, I've actually did this recently, and do the one, upload the one, how to build it and assign an induction, because I'll highlight how you can actually right click on that YouTube video that you've just uploaded and then copy and paste that video inside your system, and automatically now it's created your own online training session on how to use that chemical. How easy would that be? So they now can scan a QR code. Not only can they actually get all the information, but they also can do all the checklists, all the procedures, but also do watch a training video on the safe procedures. You can't be doing too much more than that to provide a safe workplace for your employees. So that is the chemical register. Lots of changes coming into that register. The reason being is because there hasn't been that many changes, but the changes that I've actually done in this plant and equipment section in the last last month or so with these new features here, and the employees also related to the qualifications of that. All these kind of features are going to be going out through the chemical register and the safe work method register, and you'll see them coming in the near future. And of course, what we'll do when we actually do an upgrade, we'll be sending out an email to everybody to say, hey, everybody, there's a new feature. This is inside the system, Sometimes we actually do a webinar if it's a major feature, but if it's a minor feature, we'll put it in the newsletter. If you haven't subscribed to the newsletter and you don't get that information, or you would like any of your other employees to receive that newsletter, please don't hesitate to send a request to lisa@onlinecompliance.com.au. And then that way there, she can put you on the mailing list. It's a great idea, not just for yourselves to be on the mailing list, but also some of your managers and supervisors and so forth, so you can see some of the upgrades coming inside the system. Again, thank you very much for attending. These have been intended to be just like short 20-minute webinars. I hope that gave you a little bit more on how to use the Chemcial Register in online WHS, and some exciting features coming into the system soon with that kind of register as well. Thank you very much and have a great day.